So what do we have here? What do we have in terms of deposits into our trust account? And like I said, oftentimes the problem is not that we're not trustworthy. Oftentimes people don't trust us yet because they don't know anything about us. Here's what we want them to know. We want them to know that we're enthusiastic. We want them to know that we have integrity, that we're honest, but also that we demonstrate our honesty in not just going through the motions, but also being so enthused that it's contagious and that we help others to achieve the things that we have achieved. But we encourage. That's the third thing, the third deposit in our trust account. We encourage. There is so little encouragement, it seems, in our society. Well, actually, even back in the days of Mark Twain, it seemed that way. I think it's been that way from the beginning of humanity. Mark Twain made the statement, he could live one whole month on a good compliment. There are people that don't get a good compliment once a month. They don't get one every 2 months, every 6 months. Isn't that sad? Isn't that sad? Did you ever suspect that your students or pupils don't get much encouragement? You ever suspect how that they might crave encouragement? Truett Cathy, who is the founder of Chick-fil-A, made the statement, if you ever wonder if a person needs encouragement, there's a sure way to determine that. Just check to see if the person's breathing. If the person is breathing, they need encouragement. It's just that simple. Everybody needs encouragement, but not everybody gets encouragement. A lot depends on environment. A lot depends on the people that we're around. A lot depends on our family members. Yes, a lot of people don't have any of that in those relationships. What would it mean from you to encourage them? I heard one time about a little boy. He was 10 years old. Tommy never said a word, not a single word did Tommy say. One morning, Tommy came down for breakfast. He sat down at the table, he looked at the meal, and he slammed his hand on the table and he said, "This toast is burnt." Well, Mom and Dad looked at each other. They couldn't believe it. They were stunned, and tears started coursing down their cheeks. And they jumped up and they hugged each other. They hugged Tommy. They just had a happy dance right there in the kitchen. And finally, when everything calmed down, Dad said, "Tommy, you haven't said anything your entire life. We've taken you to doctors. We've taken you to speech therapists, psychologists, and psychiatrists, and to every professional person we can think of, and spent thousands of dollars, and you never said a word. Why did you decide to speak now and not before?" And Tommy said, "Well, up until now, everything's been okay." Is that the way it is in the environment that we control? Are we individuals who only say something when something's wrong? Who only point out things that are wrong? Or do we encourage? Let's not be a Tommy. Let's not be a Tommy. Because if we're Tommy, then you know what happens? Rather than making deposits into our trust account, actually, we're making withdrawals with people. Yeah, they keep track of that oftentimes, how much we criticize rather than encourage them. So this is the first thing with reference to people connectors, and that is the most important people connector, has to do with our trust account. What people know about us that is good and that attracts them to us.